Oh, these people are taking forever, and I don't want to film until they leave. Yes, now they're leaving. Why, hello, yet another Emily Hummingbird video intro that success. Okay, so for this video, I wanted to do a little sit down in the car, chit chat, things and stuff. And the topic for this fine day is about toxic people slash the end of relationships and friendships slash, trying to think of another slash in there, but basically how to say goodbye to certain friends and just let them go and cut ties. So yeah, the past few months, don't know when these thoughts had really started, but anyway, a few months ago I really thought about this topic, and ever since then up till now, I've just been slowly but surely adding to my notes app and just continually, constantly thinking about this topic, and it's been like this marble in my mind just all over the place, and this is a weird ass analogy, but just basically like the importance of people and who you let in, who you allow into your life, your everyday. Who are those people that you care about, the people that hopefully care about you back? Anyway, so we're just gonna go. And by the way, I really have to pee, but my ride is away and I'm away from bathroom. So it's like, do I pee in a bottle? Do I drive my parents' car and move the car, drive to a restroom, a gas station? Do I knock on doors over there? I don't know. But we're just gonna, yeah. Okay, so let's just go, okay? And yeah, my intros are just always so good. Anyway, so you don't have to be mean about it. You can be quiet about it, and it really depends on your personality. So you can distance yourself from this person without unfriending them online slash in real life, and you don't have to ghost them. So that was a lot of thoughts, right? But basically, just to add to those thoughts right there, you don't have to be mean about it. You can let somebody go, talk to them less and less until maybe you don't talk to them at all, or until maybe you just talk very on and off here and there sometimes, just a random catch up, a random hello, a hi and bye, you know? Anyway, it's just, you don't have to keep talking to them, you don't have to hang out with them, you don't have to do any of that anymore. And it's not a contract. A friendship, a relationship, it's not a contract. I mean, there's marriage, so that type of bond you have, it's harder to part and say goodbye to that bond. You know, there's divorce, but the other people, the other relationships and friendships outside of marriage, you know, well, like relationship outside of marriage. How am I phrasing these things? Anyway, it doesn't have to be as serious. It's hard to let go of people, but for yourself, your sanity, and that's another thing I'm going to talk about. Anyway, don't want to spoil that. But you don't have to be mean about it. You don't have to be obvious. You can if you want. I wouldn't say you can be mean about it. You should be mean about it. You can if you want, but you also can if you want. Just be upfront about it and say, hey, this friendship, this whatever, you and me, it's not really working out. I don't think it's beneficial or healthy for my mental health, for my emotional being. Emotional being. Words. I'm so sorry. This is already all over the place and I like just started. But yeah, it's not like you have to unfriend and block, and sometimes you're tempted to do that. I know I have been. But it's just, it's like you don't want them to view your personal life if you're not invested in them in your real life. Does that make sense? And you kind of share online parts of your life, like the here and the there and now and stuff. But if you really don't want them to see that, then sure, go ahead and unfriend them. That's obviously your choice. That's something that I might do in the future with certain people. You know, certain people I'm not really bonding with right now, or like, does that make sense? Maybe friends in the future, it will be the same thing, and I'm not comfortable with sharing my life online with them as an only online friend instead of an actual friend in real life, right? So that's the thing about online. It's like as soon as you unfriend them, you're automatically definitely not a friend in real life. That's how it comes across for me. And it's hard because you also don't know who unfriends you unless you do your homework on that and you like stalk people and try to go on their page and find out who was this person after all? Why is my friend list down? You know, but anyway, so it's okay to put yourself first. You might not want to hurt feelings, you might not want to let go and say goodbye, but if this bond, friendship, kinship, whatever it is, if it's not positive and it does more harm than good on your health and your joy and your peace in your life, then it's a good idea to put yourself first and just say, okay, bye, you know? And it might be a process, it might take a while, it might hurt, it might be over time, but in the end result, I think, will be for the best and for your health and joy, your peace. So, and there's a difference between a person teasing or being honest and a person just being flat out mean. That's a thought I had a while ago, and that is very, very, very true to me. And I am too nice sometimes. I give people the benefit of the doubt. I tend to get ran over. And growing up, and especially in high school, I realized that I let almost everybody and anybody in. And there's being nice and having a lot of friends and knowing a lot of people, and then there's allowing anybody in. And it's just, you don't have a sense of, okay, this person is good for me, this person is not. I used to not see people as mean or bad. I was like, everybody's a good person. And then, you know, I was in an abusive relationship with this Jack, you know, trash boy. Yeah, so you can't let bad people in. And there are mean people out there, and it's sad when you find them in your life and when you finally see they're not good for me, they hurt me, and it's just not fair. It might be abuse, it might be quieter than abuse, it might be more emotional drama and turmoil instead of abuse that goes further into intensity. It can be a lot more severe, and I've experienced in between, both sides, both more low-key, I'm not phrasing this very well, and then more obvious abuse. That didn't seem so obvious abuse to me at the time. So yeah, I've had to let go of people close to me, especially one, and I realized that that's okay. I can't keep it up because it hurts and it's exhausting to continually be nice to someone who puts you down. And there's a lot of shame involved in that. And I say that because what I mean by that is what? There's shame in how the person makes you feel like ashamed of yourself and embarrassed of who you are. And you're constantly put down through judgment, through mean words, through stereotypes, through harmful words and feelings towards you through this person who you think is a good friend. So I'm working on this problem right now actually, and it's hard. So yeah, again, it is a process, and that's a big thing. So you don't have to be friends with anyone or everyone. Evaluate your circle every so often. And it's true, not just your friend list online, though I do that too. And I'm like, okay, who is my close friend? Who are my best friends? Who are those people in my family who I care about the most and who I feel really care about me back the same amount, right? So online friends, it might be easier to unfriend them because it's behind a screen and there's no conversation necessary, even though you might lose touch, you and a friend, or whatever words. A stutter is fun. Where was I going with that? Speech impediments can really interrupt your flow and your thought process. Right, so there's not always a conversation needed online, but you may feel like there is one necessary for real life if you're gonna so-called unfriend someone in the real world, you know. But yes, evaluate the people around you every so often. That's really wise and smart, I think. That's probably one of the most intelligent things that you can do in your life, because, and my mom says this all the time, but show me your friends, I'll show you your future, right? That's the quote, that's as it goes. So who you hang out with now, they inspire you or they put you down. They lift you up or they bring you down into a hole that's hard to get out of, right? So that's important. And then I would ask, what did I do to deserve this? I would ask, like, okay, it must have been my fault. So what did I do and how can I improve? But it's not always you. It can be. You might be the toxic friend as well. It might be the both of you, or maybe you've been that toxic friend. I know I have. For example, I used to complain to this friend all the time just about my mood, my life, my strict parents growing up with just a hard household, I felt like, because my parents were so strict and hard on me, I felt like. And I would talk about my anxiety and I would talk about how I hated high school, you know. And the friendship has since died. And I realized also that this friend was toxic back. She would also complain to me, so it was like a back and forth type thing. And then, yeah, so that's one example of being toxic. That's not fair to her. That wasn't fair to my friend. What I did to her, how I was toxic and would complain, and then with her and how she interacted with me, again, that wasn't fair either. So I would think to myself, is that okay? And is that allowed and is that mean if I casually unfriend them in real life? And it is. If you don't hang out of nowhere, like you just stop here and there and now, or if it's over time where it's more sparse and less, and there's more gaps in between the times that you hang out, the times that you and them are together, right? Either way, if it's like, or I don't know how to explain this. I'm in such a weird mood, guys. However it works, it's a process and it happens. It's going to happen how it happens. It's kind of the inevitable. You and a person. It's like if you are dating someone, basically, not always, it's not always this case because not everybody wants to get married and ends up married, you know, but it's like either you break up or you get married. Or in this case, in another instance, if you're not interested in marriage, you never get married. It's either like you break up or you stay together, right? So it's kind of like a friend. It's like either the friendship lasts and it can be a lifelong, almost like commitment, almost like a bond that lasts your whole entire life, or not. So if you have a friend that makes you feel bad about yourself, that's not a true or a good friend, and they don't deserve your friendship. So it sounds kind of sort of harsh, but you have to be fair to yourself as well. You want to be kind in your friendships and kind to your friend, but as soon as you realize, if and when this is the case, like they make you feel bad about yourself and they leave you worse than how they found you that day, right? It's time to go. So you can tell them, this doesn't work anymore. This isn't fair to me. However you want to phrase it, if you want to be bold, blunt, chill about it, you know, casual, it might be their idea, your idea, whoever wants to end this friendship, you know, it's just, who knows really how it's going to happen, but it will probably happen in your lifetime because really not everybody will stay your friend. And also not everybody will want to be your friend, and you have those same feelings towards other people. That's a fact. Like, not everybody's going to be your friend. Not everybody wants to, and the same goes for you, how you view others around you. I mean, friends can be kind of hard. Like, it can be hard to make friends, hard to find friends, hard to be comfortable enough to let somebody into your life. And it can be just as hard to let go of another person who meant so much to you and who you invited into your life. That was another rant. You can still have good times with a friend and they can still be toxic. That was something I had to learn. And then as I thought more about that friend and those memories and those so-called good times, they were interrupted and clouded with and by bad vibes. And I was like, oh, that was fun. We laughed, we talked, whatever. but dot dot dot, and then I have this poof, this pop in my mind, like, but that sucked because she said this, or she did that, or I felt this, or I felt bad, right? So it's like, what outweighs what? It turned into a toxic experience, and the friendship became thus. So you feel like you lose a friend, and it can be hard, yeah. But at the same time, you gain peace. So you can remember those good times if there were any. Sometimes the friend is so toxic and abusive towards you that you think those times are good, but they're really all bad, but you're just blind by, maybe this person cares about me. Abuse is so complex, guys. It's bizarre the way that it works, the way that it happens, because it can be very quiet and confusing and complicated. It's like a shadow, it doesn't make sense. Well, a shadow can make sense. It's what everything on earth has. I'm bizarre today. I'm extra weird today. Anyway, so sometimes you distance yourself and sometimes you cut off ties completely. And true. That's truth right there. Yeah, like with certain friends of mine, I realize I can only handle them in small doses. And there are certain friends of mine, if we don't talk for a long time, or if we just stop talking now forever, I would be okay with it. That sounds so mean, but it's like either they're acquaintances or friends I've more lost contact with, like we've just lost touch and it's not the same as it was years ago or a while ago or something. Anyway, so sometimes that person isn't toxic to everyone and just you. And that's a thought I had, and that was a huge slap in the face. Like, this is strange. I've seen this person interact with other people, and yes, I'm not on the other end. Like, I'm not that person in their shoes, and I don't see them behind closed doors like this toxic friend of mine interact with this other person I've observed them talking to. Like, I don't see them alone outside of my observing them in the same room, but it's like, I bet that they might be toxic to other people, but I don't know that. I don't know, like, is it just me? And that's why it can be so hard. It's like, what did I do wrong? How is this my fault? Am I at fault? Am I wrong in this? Whatever. So it's perfectly okay to let people go for your protection, happiness, peace, sanity. And toxic people don't deserve you also. I talked about that. And there's no friendship contract. So I feel like I've kind of sort of touched on all three of those points. But protect your happiness, peace, and sanity. That is so, so, so important. You are on this earth. You born to live, to eventually die, okay? And your happiness is like a hunt. It's like an Easter egg hunt. And here's another like analogy going on, but it's like an Easter egg hunt, and it's every day, and it's a holiday for every single day of your life, and it's all year, every age, every stage of you and yourself and you, and it's constant and it's building, and each eggs each egg the eggs, they are little, I'm trying to see where I'm going with this. Okay, I have it now. They are little pieces of experiences, and you want to find the ones that bring you joy. So not every egg is a good egg, and there are bad apples in those eggs, okay? So sometimes the eggs are already cracked. Sometimes you open them and it's not what you thought. Sometimes it looks good, it's a beautiful egg on the outside, and then on the inside, it's just not okay. And this could be a book, you guys. But no, I've been talking for a really long time. How long? Okay, not too long. My hands are numb. I hope that made sense. I don't know really what else to say other than that was really random. But really, I just think you deserve peace and joy in your life. You deserve to be in harmony with yourself, and when other people invade on your self-peace and self-love and self-esteem, that's just not okay. It's not fair at all. So people can get ran over. People can be too nice, and I have been
in toxic friendships and an abusive relationship, and I've been used, I've been abused, I've been manipulated, I have had hurt feelings, I've been hurt for years, I've been hurt over and over by the same people, and it's like, do you want good people in your life? Yes, that's an obvious yes. It's a resounding obvious hello, slap in the face, screaming yes, Y-E-S, right? It's just, it's easier said than done, and it's hard to let people go. But at the same time, it's hard to let anybody in, or for me anyway. I don't know if that's the same for you or if that's a common feeling for other people as well. But maybe it's an introvert anxiety type person thing. But yeah, I've realized, especially through college and since I've moved to Idaho, you know, how I live at home, how I'm doing school, I've learned, like, there's a life outside of high school, there's a life outside of my hometown, there's a world out there. This world is filled with so very many people, all these humans, and like, I have friends from high school still, I have new friends from my college town, and I've just realized who I want in my life and who I don't. And if you want someone in your life, you continue to spend time with them. And if you don't, there's a parting, there's a goodbye, and it can be abrupt, it can be over time. It might be on there and it might be on yours, it might be the both of you guys. Like, same mind, I don't know. Anyway, so, right, how to end. You deserve joy. You deserve good people in your life, and there's this trend going on, and I keep stalling. I don't want to end this because it's interesting to talk about, and I just like to share my thoughts and see what you guys have to say as well if you want to let me know. Man, I lost that thought though. I have to rewatch this all right now. See what I was saying. I don't know. That's gonna bother me. What was I saying? I just interrupt myself all the time. But no, yeah, you deserve the best. Oh, the trend. Okay, the trend going around is basically I have no friends. There are vlogs on that, there are posts about that, there are things and stuff on the internet about that. It's been shared, it's been done, and sometimes I feel that too because I like self-isolate and I can avoid people sometimes, and I have in the past avoided friends, you know, so I've been there. Now I can say that I have some close, good friends, and I know some people, and I have acquaintances, so I don't follow the trend right now. And it's sad that it is a trend because these people feel alone, but at the same time, I've noticed that so many of these people are okay with the fact that they feel like they have no friends. And it might be a true fact that they do indeed, in fact, have no friends, or they may feel that way, and it may be like self-induced kind of, or it may be because of other things, like it might be other people don't come to them, or they're shy, or it's their health, or they just don't have a friendship, a connection with other people, you know, who knows. But you, yes, you deserve good people in your life because you are good, and you have a good heart, mind, and soul. You have a beautiful self, a beautiful worth about you, and only certain people deserve that because technically not everybody is good. And technically, actually, I don't know if each and every one of you is considered a good person because I don't know you all individually, obviously, but I would hope and assume that you are. And I also know, not just assume, but I also know that not everybody is a good soul in the world. And who you let in, they affect you. They can hurt you or they can help you. They can bless you or they can control, manipulate, harm, be cruel, you know, and anyway. So I'm going to get going before my phalanges fall off. Okay, holding the camera's hard. But anyway, okay, bye. So I like really have to go pee. Do I use a bottle? Do I drive the car and find a bathroom? Do I go knock on a door? If I were a guy, I could just pee outside.